Next segment is about flora and fauna in the video. The illusion is, the film explains that the Bible discusses a number of animals and plants. It shows pictures of these animals and plants and notes that what was described in the Bible is usually still present in the Old World today. It then contrasts the abundance of biblical flora and fauna with the absence of significant Book of Mormon animals or plants in the New World. The film spends a lot of time talking about horses and emphasizing that while the Book of Mormon mentions horses, none were present prior to the time they were introduced by the Spanish. Unmasking this illusion. The technique used in this section is the emphasis of existing assumptions contrasted by absence of any contradictory information. Is the Bible really as different from the Book of Mormon as is suggested? Not according to the archaeologist Donald B. Redford. He notes that the camels are integral to the story of Gideon and appear throughout the early period of the Bible. Nevertheless, camels do not appear in the Near East as domesticated beasts of burden until the 9th century BC. The Bible and the Book of Mormon both must answer questions. As noted earlier, it is the answers that are important. The film continues to avoid questions about the Bible and answers for the Book of Mormon. In discussing the Book of Mormon, we have second optical illusion. In this section, when the film zooms to a verse in the Book of Mormon, the first was panning an empty landscape while speaking of Jaredite cities. Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots, 2 Nephi 12:7, suggesting that the Book of Mormon culture includes vast numbers of horses and chariots. What the editors do not tell the viewer is that the verse is direct quotation of Isaiah 2:7. It may be in the Book of Mormon, but it refers to the Old World. Since the heading of the chapter clearly indicates that it comes from Isaiah, I cannot imagine how the editors could have made the mistake of assuming that this reference referred to the New World. If they were close enough to take the picture they used, they were close enough to see that this verse was quotation from Isaiah. The only reasonable conclusion is that they intended to deceive. Ironically, then the most damning passage about horses they could find in the Book of Mormon is from Isaiah. The deception continues in the narration. The Book of Mormon describes the use of horse-drawn chariots during massive battles involving tens of thousands of warriors. This might seem plausible to one who has never read the Book of Mormon and has seen only the Isaiah passage. The statement is absolutely incorrect. Nothing like it appears in the text of the Book of Mormon. Horses are never ridden. Horses are never described as pulling chariots, though we do see the phrase horses and chariots in the text. No battle scene includes either horses or chariots. One would think that the film's Latter-day Saint experts would have corrected such an error of fact. Unfortunately, the expert quoted makes the very same factual error. So the stories of riding horses in the battle, Wilson claims, could not have occurred in the Americas. Stories of riding horses into battle do not occur in the Book of Mormon. Wilson's conclusion demonstrates that he has not read the Book of Mormon carefully, or that he is simply willing to invent statements about it. Okay, next segment is about metallurgy and writing. The metallurgy illusion. This section begins with witness Wilson noting that the Book of Mormon specifically stated that there was steel in the New World. The narrator notes that no smelting sites have been discovered and suggests it is the lack of specific types of metal in the Americas that poses a serious problem for the Book of Mormon account. An account that claims that both the Jaredites and the Nephites used metal armor in their warfare, metal coins for their currency, and are even described as using metal plates to write on. Unmasking this illusion. Wilson's understanding of Book of Mormon issues appears to be superficial, in addition to his error in recalling what the text says about horses. He specifically worries about the mention of steel. His statement is problematic because the Book of Mormon clearly follows the King James Version of the Bible, which also used the word steel. What Wilson misses is that the KJV's use of steel is the translation of a word that really could be better translated as brass or copper. See 2 Samuel 22:35, or Job 20 and 24, or Psalms 18:34, Jeremiah 15:12. Wilson assumes that a translation must accurately represent the words in the original text, even though we know that the KJV and other translations that this is not always the case. Why does it matter that Bible's translators use the wrong English word? It matters because the King James Version is a translation of another language into English, and the Book of Mormon claims to be a translation of another language into English. Suggesting that steel must mean what a modern reader understands as a steel demonstrates a rather simplistic understanding of the complex issues involving in translation. For both the Bible and the Book of Mormon, precisely at yet another place where the Bible and the Book of Mormon can be shown to be very comparable, the film's witness shows no signs of understanding the issue. The next, we have the narrator's claim that the Nephites used metal armor, metal coins, and metal plates to write on. The plates were of metal, certainly. The issue of coins will be discussed below. Some texts appear to indicate that there were metal implements of war. Most Latter-day Saint scholars concede that the evidence from metallurgy in Mesoamerica does not currently support what appears in the English text of the Book of Mormon. Although direct archaeological evidence of metallurgy has been found from Mesoamerica in the Book of Mormon period, linguistic reconstructions indicate that a word for metal existed in Proto-Zogia, which is the time of the Book of Mormon, Nephites. Some knowledge of metals is very ancient. If the film finds anything that may be problematic for the Book of Mormon, the lack of metallurgy might be it. However, basing an entire argument on the absence of something is a curious enterprise.